Hey there, I'm Lance and I'm a gamer.
And I'm Sam and I'm a non-gamer.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to help gamers find great games to play with non-gamers.
And today we're taking a look at Mind Your Business by Envy Born Games.
Obviously, we have a prototype version of Mind Your Business here. So if you want to take a look at the Kickstarter campaign link down below in the description of this video, that will show you a better look of what this game will look like when it is released from crowdfunding. That being said, this is a game in which you and another player are going to be battling it out inside a mine, trying to mine different gems, coal, gold even, and you're going to be doing this with some spatial mechanics at play here, action selection, and this is going to be something about just basically using your visual perception of the playing field and trying to see if you can unlock certain parts of the board to mine your business. Let me show you how this game plays down below, and then we'll come back and share our thoughts on it as a gamer and non-gamer. All right, I have Mind Your Business on the table here. Now, I do want to let you know everything you see is prototype. The final artwork, components, and even some of the rules may change once it's released from crowdfunding. That being said, let me show you guys how this game works, in which you are going to play as a miner who is trying to mine different tiles out here for their coal, gold, or gems. And how this game is going to work, you're going to take turns doing action selection. So on your turn, you're going to take up to 3 actions. Your list of actions are listed down here. You have move, rotate, swap, load cart, and change camp. Then you're going to read the sign if it applies to where you're at the end of your turn, move your cart, and then refill the mine. So in more detail how that is going to work. Again, the first thing that you are going to do is your 3 actions. The first thing that you could do as an action is to move, and you would move your meeple to an adjacent tile from where you're at. You cannot move diagonal, but you can move north, south, east, west. You get the idea. And then the next thing that you might do is rotate. So at the beginning of the game, the tiles are going to be shuffled up, but also rotated. So you're not quite sure the orientation in which they will come out from the deck. It will be completely randomized, and it's important to try and create a path to your cart. This is your cart out here, at least the orange player's cart. It will start up here in the top left. The purple player down here, his cart starts in the bottom right, and it will be traveling along the outside of the 4x4 grid. So what I'm wanting to do if I'm the orange player is create a pathway back to my cart. You can see the tile that I start the game on has a path of coal that goes north and south like so, and I would want to try to make other tiles that are at the end of this path that have coal on them connect to it. So for instance, I might move here as my first action, and then I might rotate. And when you rotate, you can turn this tile any direction you want to. So obviously I would want to rotate it like such, because now I have coal that lines up from this tile to my cart. Now that would be 2 actions, and I only have 3 actions. So the third action that I might do is I might load my cart. And when you do that, you're going to take any tiles that have the gems or rock or coal or gold that you have connected in a pathway from anywhere where it touches your cart to however far out into the playing surface. And it doesn't have to be where my meeple is. I could be way over here and still load my cart. And so these 2 tiles right here create a pathway back to my cart with coal. So I would claim those 2 tiles and I would tuck them underneath my cart. And the winner of the game is going to be the person who has the most tiles tucked under their cart at the end. So this is extremely important. I want to load my cart with different rocks. Now, that would be the end of my turn, and I would read the sign, but there is not a sign on my spot. Had I been right here, then I would get to read this sign that says swap to adjacents, and that would be something that I would get to do at the end of my turn. So 2 adjacents, I could swap these 2. Now, while we're on the topic of swapping, that is another action that you might do. Say I was here, I could swap my tile that I'm currently on with another tile that is adjacent to me, and I do not rotate the tiles. I keep them exactly the way they were. So that is an action as well. Another action that I did not explain earlier is that you can change camp, which is what these campfire symbols are on the tiles. And what that means is I can swap the tile that I'm on with the campfire tile, even if I'm not adjacent to it, or I could rotate the campfire tile, even if I'm not on it. So I could, again, swap, or I could rotate it. And now I have a connection of the gems there, starting right here all the way to this end, which might be really nice when I get my cart all the way over there, because at the end of my turn, I would move my cart one space over in clockwise direction, and then I would refill the mine starting from top left, working my way to bottom right, and I don't change the orientation in which these tiles come out. So it would be something like that, and it would be my opponent's turn, and they would take their 3 actions, and so on and so forth. Once both players have worked their way from their starting position to where their opponent starts, that is going to be the end of their game. Now, players may end at different times because there are going to be different signs out here that allow you to not move your cart, or you do have 3 actions that you are going to be able to use, 3 bonus cards, such as don't move your cart, or +2 actions, or swap the location adjacent to your cart. So special things that you could do. So players may end the game at different times, and so someone may get more turns than another player. And once both players have reached their opponent's starting locations, that will signify the end of the game. Whoever has more cards tucked underneath their cart is going to be the winner, and that is how you play Mind Your Business. Let's go back up top and share our thoughts on this game.
And we're back, and now we're going to share our thoughts on Mind Your Business as a gamer and non-gamer. So Sam, first impressions, seeing this out, what'd you think of it?
It's a card game.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't take up a whole lot of space, as do most of our card games.
Right.
It's pretty limited to the to what you make it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was interesting. It is a little dark. We have been told that that's going to be fixed in production, though.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And again, go check the Kickstarter campaign. You'll be able to see what it looks like on there. But what we have here and what you saw in the rules portion of the video, it's going to be brighter and more contrasting artwork to be able to show you the different paths and gems and all of that. Much better, clearer than what we have here. So. But you mentioned that it has a small footprint, and that was something that I really wanted to make sure for us to say in our video, because these types of games where you're laying these cards out in a grid oftentimes take up a ton of foot space, and it can be so much so that it can make it where it's difficult to play. You can only play it if you have a big table. I was very pleasantly surprised that this game doesn't take up a whole lot, even though you are making a grid with these cards. The game doesn't get bigger and bigger as you go along. You're taking away, you're replacing, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. What'd you think about the gameplay?
I thought it was good. It took a second to kind of get my bearings on it, but it's pretty straightforward. I think it'll be. I really would like to see the finished product, because we did have some issues trying to figure out what path we were following because of the darkness of it. Yeah. But again, that didn't change the playability. But I thought it was good. It was pretty easy to understand. I like the idea of kind of you can change the orientation of one card and it completely changes your path.
Absolutely, yeah. What I really enjoyed about this game was that you would take a look at the board and you would think, well, I can't really do much on my turn. And then as you're moving some things around and you're thinking through your head, okay, if I do this, then that unlocks that and that unlocks this over here. And then you start to formulate a plan for kind of a big turn.
Yeah.
And it felt like when it really felt like I couldn't do much on my turn, it would immediately turn into something bigger and better. And it really felt, it was fun because it was surprising how much a turn could just grow and grow and grow into something bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I feel like the coolest thing about this game are the signs on the cards here. Whenever you end your turn and there's a sign and you get to do the action that's on that, such as this one in particular, +1 load with wild. So you could basically plan your entire turn to work up a trail leading up to your cart, and you can even do so with this, with one of them being wild. and you can, you know, bundle in 3 or 4 different cards all on one turn, and you don't have to use an action to do the loading of your cart. I thought that was really cool, being able to kind of game plan and using those cards strategically. And even the swapping of using the campfires and being able to move one tile way over here. I thought that was a really clever mechanic, and it really makes the game feel like, man, I can do a whole lot on my turn. So
yeah, I agree with that.
You being a non-gamer, how did you feel like? Was this a game that was easily understood and you could strategize and wrap your head around it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to depend on how your brain works. I don't think it's as much if you're a gamer or a non-gamer, but some people just have a really difficult time. And I tend to be one of them that has a hard time rotating the cards in your mind to see if it'll work. So I like to physically mess with it. That can bother a gamer. I guess it just kind of depends on where that rule is with the two of you. There's no rule in the game that you can't physically mess with the cards until you see if it works or not. But I am one that can't mentally just know that that's going to work or not.
You're hands-on.
Yeah. So again, I don't think it's going to, I think it's a good game for gamers and non-gamers. I think some people, their, I guess, learning style may not mesh well with this game.
If you enjoy spatial type games that require kind of a visualization, spatial element to it, I think you'll really like this game. That's how I am. I really enjoy those type of games where if I move this over here, then that kind of changes the aspect of the game, the playing field. You have that. That's the main mechanic in this game. And so that's really fun. I do enjoy that. As Sam said, I think that's going to be a personality play style type kind of thing there. But as it is, I don't think this game keeps gamers out. I don't think it keeps non-gamers out. I think it'd be a gamer and non-gamer great game for both parties. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Well, there you have it, guys. I give this game 2 thumbs up. I really enjoyed it. It is Mind Your Business. It's from Envy Born Games, and it is on Kickstarter right now. So make sure to check that Kickstarter link down below in the description of this video and leave us some comments. Let us know what you think about this one.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.